What is happening, everybody, on YouTube? Steve again with Rake and Profit over at rakeandprofit.com. Coming back to you with another live hangout video. And in today's video, we're going to be going over 10 clothing items which I have sold recently on eBay. And the reason why I do this is not to brag, not to come off like I'm doing so great, because I'm just an average guy, you know, just like you people. I'm just an average person just trying to make it by, you know, buying and selling stuff. But I'm really doing this to help you folks out. You know, I'm trying to help you to find those items that I know that are selling that could make you money. And, you know, when you're out at the thrift stores or you're at a yard sale or at a tag sale, like we like to call it in the East Coast, if you find these things, you could pick them up and, you know, make some money. So that's the reason why I'm doing these, you know, sales updates, just to help you out. And I've got about 10 items that I'm going to be showing you today that have sold. I've sold a lot of items. This has actually been a pretty hot month for me. I think on this one account, I have a few eBay accounts, two primary accounts. On this one account, I think I'm somewhere around the 5,000 mark, somewhere around there. And on the other account, I think I'm upwards to maybe 1,500, somewhere around there. So hopefully I'm going to hit the $7,000 mark this month, somewhere around there, which is a really good month. And, you know, things are going well. I think one of the keys to, you know, making a lot of money when you're selling clothing or just selling on eBay in general is to list a lot. You got to buy a lot, you got to list a lot, and you got to stay active. And if you do, and you study up, and you do your due diligence, things are going to work out for you. So I'm going to make sure that I'm going to go into the comments and make sure that you can, first of all, hear me, and secondly, that you can see my screen, because I'm going to be showing you these items which have sold. So I want to make sure that the camera's on the actual screen versus my face right now. So go into the comment section. Let me know if you can hear me and see the screen. I'm going to be in there right now checking it out. Also, if you want to say hello, or, you know, you want me to give you a shout out, be sure to pop your head in there. But bear with me for a moment. I'm going to be just checking the comment section right now. Hopefully things are going well for you folks. I know a lot of people have been complaining about sales, saying you know, they're not selling a lot. And on the other hand, there's a lot of people that have been saying that they've been doing really well. So hopefully things are going well for you. Hopefully you're staying active and you're pushing forward. Let's check the comment section, see what's going on in there. All right, so I'm just going to assume that you guys can hear me all right. We got Matthew Lundquist in the comment section. What's up? What's happening, Matthew? All right, so let's get into this little sales update. Like I said, I'm going to be going over 10 items which I've sold recently in my eBay store, and I'm going to talk about the brand, talk about what I paid for the item, at least give you an idea of what I think I paid for it, because I buy a lot of stuff, and talk about how much it's sold for, maybe go over any selling points that you could be on the lookout for when you come across these items. And I tell you right now, I mean, brand is super important, but it is even more important to be able to recognize selling points that are popular, selling points that are in demand, selling points that are trending, just selling points that could help you to, you know, sell things for a higher bottom line. That's really important. So with that being said, let's get into the first item that sold. This item, I remember specifically picking it up. It's a Banana Republic, kind of like a knitted wool sweater. I remember picking this up at a Savers half-off sale. And if you guys don't have a Savers around you, I know that there's other ones that are comparable, like Value Village, I think. But this Savers on a half-off day, it was crazy. I mean, there were hundreds of people in there. And I remember just flying through the sweater rack, just looking through crazy things. And I came across this. It was like $5. And I know it had a retail sticker on it of, I think it was $120. Let's see. But yeah, I mean, it was a really expensive item. It's a really thick knitted wool sweater right there, and it's just, I think that one of the keywords you could use is ribbed. I believe that's how you'd call it, but it's really thick, really nice item right there. And it took about, I think it took maybe 3 months to sell, somewhere around there. And like I said, I paid about $5, I think, and it sold for $44.99, somewhere around there. Sometimes for some reason, it'll say sold for $44.99 without a bar going through it, and then it could be like a best offer. I don't know why it does that, but I'm pretty sure it sold for like $44, and it went internationally. I'm not sure where it went, but it was an international sale. I got to check that out. I literally just sold this today. But a really nice item right there. Next up is a brand that, I tell you, I don't even know how to pronounce this. Bonobos? Something like that. But I'm pretty sure I picked this up at a Salvation Army. I wasn't sure about the brand. I wasn't familiar with it. I had never sold the brand before. But anytime I find a brand that looks unique or maybe looks like is holding some type of value or it's really cheap, I'll look it up on my cell phone. And this brand was doing pretty good in the sold listing, so I took a shot at it. I'm not sure what I paid for it. I'm guessing like $3 to $5, but it just sold today for, I think it sold for like $32. I don't know why it doesn't put the line through it because I have a lot of best offers, but sold for around $30 and definitely a nice flip right there. Check this brand out, BONOBOS, in the completeds and sold listings. They definitely are selling well. Joe, it was size 38 waist, 34 inseam, 100% cotton, made in China. Let's take a look at some of the item specifics. Yeah, just a nice item. I wish I could tell you more about it, but you know, sometimes if it's selling, it's selling, and if it's cheap enough, you just pick it up and you try to make some money on it. So that's what I did right there. I'm gonna check the comment section real quick. Want to make sure everybody can hear me okay. Shout some people out if anyone's in the comments. Young Noble, I can hear and see everything, my man. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. April, what's going on, April? Everything is great. Excellent. All right, so since things are going well, we're going to get back into the sold items. Now, this was an awesome sale. I actually just sold this today as well, and it's a Patagonia, one of my favorite brands out there. Patagonia is a household brand. Anything Patagonia sells, I mean, even the T-shirts, the polo shirts, just a very popular brand, but probably one of the best types of items within this brand to pick up are the T-Snap fleeces, and more specifically the T-Snap fleeces with a really weird kind of crazy design, and I think this falls under that category. You know, it's just a unique item. I think a lot of people wear this in the winter, maybe when they're skiing or snowboarding or whatnot, but I had this for sale at $116.99, and I took a best offer. I think it went for $79.99. Let's double check that. Yep, $79.99. And I remember picking this up at my last Savers half off day. And the funny thing about this was I picked it up at a Savers. It was probably about the third or fourth Savers that I went to. So the sale started at like 9, and by the time I got to the Savers, it was probably like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So I didn't think I was going to get anything. But the funny thing is, this was the same store that I picked up 5 of those Orvis Harris Tweed sport jackets, brand new with tags for like $12 each. Picked up this Patagonia for like, I swear to God, it was like $2.99 half off. It was like $1.50. It was ridiculous. But somewhere around $2 to $4 I paid for this and sold for $79.99, which is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you're not going to find these types of deals all the time, but you're going to notice that the more and more you go out to thrift stores, the more and more you go to yard sales, the better chance you're going to get at getting like super lucky and finding something that people will be like, yeah, right, you're lying. You didn't pick it up at that price. But trust me, if you go out to these places enough, you're going to get lucky. And, you know, I don't believe in luck, really. I don't believe in, like, I don't know how to put yourself in a position to get lucky. Like, if someone goes to a thrift store one time, they can say, oh, I'm not lucky. But then at the same time, you could have someone who goes to the thrift store 10 times, and then they say they're lucky. But really, are they lucky, or have they been putting themselves in a position to get lucky? So that's my little rant for the day right there on luck. But Patagonia, awesome sale right there. Next item that I sold is a high-end designer brand by the name of Paul Smith. And what I liked about this item was the French cuffs. Look at that beautiful design on those cuffs. And just nice striped, multicolored, had the front pocket. I think it was a spread collar. Looks like a spread collar, but an awesome item. This Paul Smith brand goes for a lot of money brand new in the store. I'd guess probably upwards to $200 to $300 new. Don't quote me on that, but if I had to guess, I'd say that. This sold for, let's see, it was $34.99. I took a best offer, and it landed a sale, I think $28. So I was in that for, I think maybe $5, somewhere around there. 17.5 by 44 was the size. I sold is a beautiful sport coat by the brand Ralph Lauren. Has a real nice herringbone pattern to it, and it's a 2-button style with the leather buttons. Just an awesome item right there. I love buying these types of sport jackets, and this ended up selling for, I think it sold for like $52. Again, I'm not sure why it doesn't have the line through it indicating a best offer, because It did sell for 52, I think. But another really cool item right there. I think I picked that up for like $5 as well. And wow, look at that. Even has the elbow patches on the back. Just a beautiful item right there. And a quick tip is, if you want to find these items cheap, go on the half-off days. Because especially if you're going to like the Goodwills or even like the Savers, I mean, you're not going to be able to get these things for $5. The only way you're going to be able to get them at those stores is on the half-off days. So sometimes the Salvation Armies, they could have these types of items for like $4 or $5. And you could get it, even cheaper on the half-off days. But Salvation Army seems to be the only thrift store that is selling items at thrift store prices nowadays. Savers and Goodwill, you kind of have to have a little strategy behind it. But again, Ralph Lauren, $52 and change, 40 red patches, nice leather buttons, sweet sale right there. Now, this is another brand that I've been messing around with lately. I don't have a ton of experience selling this brand, but I have sold it a few times. A Dax sport coat before, if that's how you pronounce it, and I also sold a Dax button front shirt, as in this example, and it says $29.99. Again, not sure why, because it sold for I think $23, but only in that for like $2. I remember picking this up specifically at the Salvation Army, which is probably one of my favorite stores to get cheap stuff. But cool color to it, nice little check pattern. And let's see what we know about this. Oxford collar, made in London, extra large. Just a cool item right there. Keep your eye out for that brand. And stuff, if you find that, a lot of money. All right, I'm going to check the comments section again real quick, see what's going on. Again, thanks everybody for spending some time to watch this live hangout. I definitely appreciate it. Hopefully I can help you to learn maybe a new brand or a new style, or maybe just give you some type of entertainment if you're listing, or just have this in your background or whatnot. Sherry Harrison, hey Steve, I hear you loud and clear. What's going on? Grinding Resale Profits. That's a pretty cool name right there. Everything sounds good. Thanks for watching. Luxury Card Store. The ribs on this one are called cables, so cable knit. Thanks. I appreciate that. Yep, it is cable knit. TJ Dubner, excited, smiley face. I'm excited too to get through the sales update. I appreciate you stopping by. All right, so that's who we have in the comment section right now. I appreciate you guys interacting down there. Again, like I said, if you like these videos, hit the like button. Let me know. I'll keep making these videos. I definitely enjoy doing the live hangouts because I can interact with you folks and answer questions. So if you have any questions or concerns or comments, just leave them below in the YouTube section. That's where I'll be going to check the comments. But in any event, the next item that I sold recently was a beautiful jacket. Check out this. It didn't sell for $179. It sold for like $140, and it went to Australia, I believe. It definitely went international. But this was an item that I picked up at Savers. I can't remember what I paid for this. Or between there, like sometimes at Savers, as so many different employees working there, once in a while they drop the ball like crazy, and for some reason my gut is telling me that I picked this up for $5. Then on the other hand, I'm thinking maybe I didn't. Maybe I paid up to $20. I don't know, but still, it sold for $140 and change. Went to Australia. Awesome item. Def Jam University. So I know Def Jam is a music company. I'm not sure if this has to do with the music company or what the story is behind this, but Def Jam University is what it said on the tag. I think Def Jam was like with Puff Daddy and all that crew, but I could be wrong. But this had, I think it was a wool and leather blend jacket, which is really cool. Right when I felt this thing, I'm like, wow, this thing is money. And I put it up for like a price, and taking a best offer, like I said, of $140 and change. But definitely some awesome profit right there. Keep your eye out for the bigger items, the leather jackets, the wool jackets. I mean, if it's a half-decent brand or something unique or a cool theme, it can really bring you in some serious money. Next item that I sold is a nice khaki-style Ralph Lauren jacket, full zipper. It's got that little tab going around the collar area, which is pretty cool. As you can see, it's got the pony logo on the front, which indicates the Ralph Lauren brand right there. Show you some pictures. There you go. And yeah, as you can see, I've got the new seamless paper background. I do have to add another light to my mix because I feel like the pictures are maybe just a tad bit dark, but I really like the seamless background paper. versus the cloth background paper, because with the seamless background, it's just like it's seamless, whereas the cloth, you'll see the wrinkles and it kind of looks unprofessional. But yeah, I think the pictures are really coming out nice, and I think it helped it for this item to sell. This sold for, I think, $31.99, somewhere around there. Definitely not $39.99, but only in that for $5. Definitely a nice little profit there. My 9th item that sold was an item that I remember picking up at the Salvation Army as well on the half-off day. This was a brand new with tags, DSCP trench coat, if you want to call it that. I'm not sure what you'd call this thing. I want to say it's a trench coat or a pea coat or something like that. But these things are like $100 plus, brand new in the store. This was a size 42 regular, I believe. Yep. New with tags. Ended up selling this for, I took a best offer, I think $39.99. Let me double check. Yep, $39.99. And that's the thing. When you find items brand new with tags, definitely look up the sold listings to see what they're going for. I mean, obviously, if you find a brand new with tags, Ralph Lauren polo, button front shirt for $3 or $5, you pick it up regardless. But even items that you're not sure about or lower end brands, if it's new with tags, it's definitely more desirable, and there's people out there shopping on eBay that will only buy new items. There's a lot of people that are grossed out by used items and bed bugs and, you know, someone else wearing it and sweat stains. I mean, there's a lot of gross things that have to go along with used clothes. So the point I'm trying to make is there's some people that really like the new stuff. If you can find it new and they could save some money, I mean, even $5 or $10, they'll pick it up. So like I said, the brand was DSCP. Not sure what that stands for. Defender Collection. There's the tag, though. Keep your eye out for this. I just picked up recently a DSCP sweater as well. Had a bunch of buttons on it. It was brand new with tags. Picked that up in Massachusetts yesterday, actually, for I think $2 at a half-off sale at the Goodwill. And it's going to go for like $30 or $40. So definitely a decent brand with potential. And the last item that I sold was a very, very, very big sport jacket, or yeah, it looks like a sport coat. It's black, I think, so we could call it a sport coat. Either way, blazer, sport coat. 62 regular. This is a huge item right there. Double-breasted. If I had to guess, I would say the pit to pit is 30. Let's check it out. 32 inches, so just shy of 3 feet in width from armpit to armpit. Really big item. As you can see, it's it's barely on my mannequin. It looks like it's going to slide right off the shoulders. But this brand, Alexander Lloyd, could bring you in some pretty good money. You find it in really big size, which is pretty common with this brand. I think Alexander Lloyd, they tend to make their items a lot bigger for the bigger folks, which, you know, for you is a good thing because the bigger stuff is harder to find and it could sell for some better money, you know, a more impressive price. So 62 regular, double-breasted, Alexander Lloyd. Ended up taking the best offer on this for, I think, 31 or 32. Let me double-check that for you. $31, so only paid a few bucks on that. I never pay more than $5 for this brand, and still had a, you know, a reasonable turnout. But, yeah, those are my 10 sales. I'll go through them real quick again. Banana Republic, real nice cable knit sweater, thanks to the help in the comments. A brand that I'm probably going to slaughter in terms of pronunciation, Bonobos. I guarantee I messed that up. That was a nice pair of pants. A Patagonia T-snap fleece. A beautiful button front Paul Smith dress shirt. A really nice herringbone style sport coat by the brand of Ralph Lauren. Got a Dax button front, a Def Jam leather and wool jacket, which went for $140 to Australia. A khaki Ralph Lauren polo jacket and a DSCP Defender Collection peacoat. And last was a really big 62 regular Alexander Lloyd jacket. So hopefully you folks enjoyed this little sales update. Hopefully you learned a new thing, a few new things, maybe a brand or a selling point or something. Hopefully this helped you some way or another. I'm going to go into the comment section real quick, shout some people out if anybody's in there, and I'm going to wrap things up. Let's see what's going on in the comment section. So it looks like we got 37 people watching right now on a Sunday. That's awesome. I appreciate every one of you watching. Sup, Steve? What's up, the Bonafide Hustler? Man, I wish I was in Texas right now. I tell you, once you go to Texas, you don't want to leave Texas. I mean, that place was a freaking blast. I'm back in boring Connecticut now. But man, that was a lot of fun with you, Chris, over there in Texas, with all you guys out there. Glad you stopped by. Thanks for watching. Scott Martin says, Steve, you need a super large mannequin for the oversized suits. I mean, if I came across one, I might purchase it, but I think it does the job. Honestly, I don't come across a lot of suits that big, so I probably wouldn't waste my money buying a really big mannequin, and I don't have a ton of space in my office either, so I'm going to just try to get by with it. It's worked so far. I mean, it's just a matter of what you think's best. If you want to do that, go for it. I probably wouldn't, though. But, yeah, I mean, it would probably help a little bit. What's going on, Green Mountain Picker? Wheel and Deal says, hey, Steve, I was wondering if you have a video showing how you put different size clothes on mannequins. I think that would be an interesting video. I don't have one yet, but considering getting one, if it's not too difficult to put bigger clothes on smaller mannequins. I mean, I think my mannequin's like a medium large, so it could fit most things on it pretty good, even the small stuff. Sometimes like the really small things are tough to get on, like if you come across like a small Hugo Boss polo shirt or something of that nature, or even like a shrunken down Pendleton wool shirt. Sometimes it's tough to get on, but the bigger stuff, I mean, sometimes it looks a little sloppy, like the Alexander Lloyd that's in front of you right now. I mean, maybe it looks a little sloppy, but I mean, it does the job. I've never really had any complaints. I still sell the big items, you know, quite often, and they seem to leave the house faster than I get them. So yeah, I definitely know what you're saying. It's not too tough though. Maybe I'll make a video in the future kind of showing you how I put it on, but it's pretty simple, to be honest. I would invest in one, honestly. If you don't have a mannequin, it really makes a big difference. If you're on a budget, you don't have a lot of money, look into getting a hanging mannequin. You just, you know, put it in a nail on a wall, or you put it on one of those little clothing hangers on the door. I mean, it makes it look a lot better. And when you're selling clothes, I mean, there's a lot of competition selling on eBay, so you want to differentiate yourself from the crowd. Anything that you can do to separate yourself from the competition is going to help you to sell more items. And you know, there's a lot of people who just lay their clothes out on the carpet or on a table, and you know, there's nasty things in the background. It really doesn't help. So I would definitely get a mannequin, get a backdrop, and clean up the pictures. Definitely will help. TJ says, went to a Goodwill today and picked up 2 Ralph Lauren shirts. One was a polo and the other was a dress shirt. The polo was new with tags. Yeah, you're going to notice that a lot of the Ralph Lauren polo stuff that's new with tags is going to go internationally. For some reason, it always seems to go overseas. I don't know why, but definitely an awesome brand if you can find it new with tags. Dixie Girl 999, what's going on, girl? Sales are finally picking up. Thanks for your advice. Anytime, that's what I'm here for. James D's Nuts, nice. You present your product very well. I'm sure you're getting premium prices. I definitely try to mark my prices up higher. This month I've been accepting a lot of best offers for prices that I usually wouldn't accept, but I feel like it's been helping me in terms of the eBay algorithm, because the more items that I was accepting, the more sales that I was getting like afterwards. So I don't know, it's a weird thing. When it comes to like making sales on eBay, like eBay is its own kind of search engine, and the way that you rank and the way that people see your items is based on a whole bunch of different factors. And they don't really tell you exactly how the Cassini search engine works and whatnot, but I feel like the more you sell, the more you're kind of telling eBay that, you know, I'm a seller that's, you know, selling quality items and people should be able to see my listing. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but I was taking a lot of best offers and I was moving a lot of items, and I feel it really helped me with my sales. And yeah, I mean, obviously the pictures are looking good. Like I said, I just recently got that seamless background paper. I've got the dress form mannequin. I've got the lights and all. And you know, I'm not even the one taking the pictures anymore. I just trained up my friend slash employee, and he takes them all. He does a great job. And I mean, pictures are worth a picture is worth 1,000 words. If you could take a real nice picture, it's definitely going to help you to make more sales, especially with clothing. Because I mean, you can't, when you're shopping on eBay for clothes, I mean, you can't feel it and touch it and put it on. I mean, all you can go on is based on the picture. So a picture is definitely worth a lot. LRM3822, all good. Saber's only 60+ miles north, but may need to make a trip. Yeah, definitely check it out. Just want to let you know, Sabers, though, they're going freaking nuts lately with prices. So if you want to you could find a lot of good deals over there. It's always been like that with Savers. Ever since I started a few years ago, Savers has always been super expensive, and slowly but surely they're raising the prices up. So the advice I want to give you is, if you want to find some stuff there, either you've got to have a 50% or a 30% off card, which you can get by either donating things or going on the right days, or you're going to have to go through all the clothing racks to find a few little gold nuggets, which are always there. I mean, like that Def Jam leather jacket that I showed, that was a golden nugget that I found over there. So, I mean, Savers is a big store. There's a lot of employees, and there's a lot of room for mistakes. There's really profitable items that fall through the cracks at really dirt cheap prices. So either go there with the intent of looking through everything to find it if you don't have a discount card, or bring the 30% and 50% discount card if you can find one, and just slaughter the place, because there's so many profitable items over there. It's crazy. Young Noble, any recommendations for taking pictures of sport coats if you don't have a mannequin? I see a lot of people that are taking pictures of like sport jackets and blazers, and what they're doing is they're taking it and they're laying it out flat really neatly on a like a clean white surface, or like a wooden table, and they're taking the picture and then they're cropping it and they're like editing it in Photoshop or Paint or whatever they're doing, and it looks really crisp and clean. So if you're gonna take pictures without a mannequin, make sure that there's nothing weird or distracting in the background. Make sure it's on a clean surface. If you can, make sure it's pressed out nicely and it's it looks coordinated and whatnot. You don't want it to look all sloppy with things all folded up and stuff. So just try to make it look clean. Put it on a flat surface, even on a carpet or whatever. Make sure it's you vacuumed it or whatever. But a lot of people do it that way, and it looks really good as well. You could also put it on a clothing hanger and then hang it off like a door or something that has like a clean background, or take one of those little hanger things and stick it to the wall and then hang it off of the hanger. I see people doing that as well, and it looks good. Bella Lopez, oh, I remember when you showed us the sweater. Man, I'll be on the lookout for those Patagonias. Yeah, Patagonia, I tell you, the T-snap Patagonias in a crazy design or vibrant colors could bring in ridiculous money. Believe it or not, you might not believe me, but some of those Patagonia T-snap fleeces could go for upwards of $200, and it's pretty remarkable that people are willing to pay that much. But I'm not here to argue with what people are doing in terms of their buying decisions. I'm here just to provide the market with what they're looking for. All right. I'm going to update the comments one more time, then I'm going to head out of here. Appreciate all the likes and the support, everybody. Thank you very much. Leslie Spears. Hey, Steve. What's going on, Leslie? Hope you're having a good day. Picking up the pace. Hey, Steve, I found a new with tags extra large polo, custom fit button-up shirt with a crazy plaid pattern where the color on the arms were different than that on the torso. I couldn't find anything like it on eBay. Any idea how much it is worth? All right, a brand new with tags extra large polo custom fit. Actually, I just sold something like that recently, and I think it sold for like $40 or $50. So that's probably what I would guess if it was a custom fit, because that's an awesome selling point right there. New with tags, extra large, it's a good size, crazy design. I mean, that's what I like to see. Probably around $50, I'd guess. Yeah, somewhere around there. But price it high, because the Ralph Lauren polo stuff with the unique colors, or like a bear design, or like a theme, or like anything unique and different and just straight up rare in terms of the Ralph Lauren polo brand, can bring in some serious profit. So I always recommend that if you find something in that brand that's rare or different or unique, price it really high, put a best offer option on it, and then kind of gauge to see what happens over maybe a week or 2 week period. If you're getting a lot of views and a lot of watchers and a lot of questions, keep firm with the price. Keep the best offer option up there, because there's a good chance that someone's going to offer you something very close to your asking price, or they're just going to outright buy it. If you're noticing you're not getting a lot of views, not a lot of watchers or questions, start lowering the price slowly. But Ralph Lauren Polo, it's one of those brands that, especially new with tags, it's going to sell. It's just a matter of what price. So don't be rushing the price just to get rid of it, because someone will buy it, especially if it's unique like that. But nice find right there, picking up the pace. Snazzy Grant, what's going on? Nice tips. Super something. Thanks, Steve. Love the info. I wish I could pronounce your name, but thanks for watching. All right, so it looks like that's it for the comments. I'm gonna head out of here, but hopefully you guys have a good night, guys and girls. I appreciate you watching. Hopefully you guys have some goals and some ideas for what you're gonna do ahead. It's always good to, have some goals and thoughts in terms of what you want to accomplish. Maybe that could be, a certain amount of times you want to go to the thrift store, or a certain amount of items that you want to list, or a certain amount of days per week that you're going to dedicate to researching different types of items. And, it's good to have a game plan. So, again, thanks for watching. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.